and gentlemen, welcome to Qatar here in Tier 4. We are here this week at Qatar for round 4 of the MRL Championship. It is going to be a 5.3 kilometer track with one DRS zone. And basically one overtaking zone down in the turn 1. Trail braking is gonna be absolutely key here in trying to keep that speed up. I am your host, Dachi, along with Dreamzz. How you doing, Dreamzz?
I am great. Looking forward to hopefully a good race here. Quality bit underway. I'm excited.
Okay, but before we get into the action of today's Grand Prix, I've prepared a little something for you guys because it's been a week of work, a week of busy things, and people tend to forget what happened last week out. So let's check out what happened last race. Alright, so here we go then. Race rundown of Silverstone Tier 4. We had D-Master on pole, putting in an absolutely amazing lap in qualifying, 3/10 ahead of the rest of the field, gets a good getaway, manages to keep that lead in the turn 1, and we had a pretty clean start here in Tier 4, considering it is Tier 4 lap 1, but it wasn't so clean a little bit later on, just lap 2, and we have a spinning Mercedes causing all kinds of chaos further behind. We also had Testarossa doing his best Max Verstappen impression, crashing into the wall in Cops, sorry. We also had JBTC crashing into the wall in the last corner, which brought out the safety car, which was an absolute perfect timing for the soft runners to come in to the pits, change to mediums, and just go to the end of the race from there. We had some pretty cool, pretty good battles as well with Bouncy going up the inside of JJoh here at Brooklands, I believe that is, and then JJoh just absolutely hanging it around the outside of Lovefield to retake second place at that time. Absolute beautiful racing from these two, which happened all the way through the Grand Prix. Not just with these two, but also a little bit further back down the field with Nathan here just absolutely steaming it up the inside of Yoga. And as these two were battling, also for quite a bit of the race, I believe, it got to a little bit of a boiling point as they decided to do some synchronized spinning. But yeah, there was only one man in contention for the win. Absolute domination from D-Master, who takes victory with Bouncy and Golden Drift finishing out the podium here in Tier 4 last week. I hope you guys enjoyed that little race rundown, and let's get a quick look at the Drivers' Championship before we head in to the quali session. We've got Bouncy leading the way, leading the championship with 43 points. 9 points behind him is, oh jeez, I can't even read that name.
Fifth. Golden Drift's in P2. He only took 1 point in Spain, but has 2 podiums back to back. JJoh in P3 with 33 points, only 10 points separating the top 3. D-Master in P4 after his win last week. Angry Shadow reserved 1 week, he is in P5. And then the 2 Kicksaubers of Newbie and JTB Drippin finish out the top 7. Testarossa in P8 in the Ferrari, consistent from him, missed last week, I think, though. Fnatic didn't score in Spain, scored 2 points, back-to-back points finishes, P4 in Great Britain, and TTRE Fox, who missed last week but is back today, looking to keep that consistency up, and that's the top 10.
Let's have a quick look at the team standings as well. It's Ferrari leading the way all the way at the top with 78 points. We've got Alpine in second, Sauber in third, the Zero Sugar Racing Bulls in fourth, Williams in fifth, Red Bull in 6th behind the sister team. In 7th we've got Aston Martin, 8th is McLaren, Haas is 9th, not last, let's go. And at the very bottom we've got Mercedes with 0 points. And now that we've got all of that out of the way, let's get into the action, shall we? There we go.
Okay. So we've missed a couple of the banker laps. Bouncy P1 so far, positional pole. Good 5/10 to those behind him. D-Master keeping his form up in P3. Newbie being where he usually is. Fox in P5. Fnatic in P6. Good lap from her. Jin P7. Testarossa Yaga. And I think Tilla's down. I think he swapped with somebody. I think they swapped tiers.
I have absolutely no idea.
No, maybe he just hasn't been here in a week.
That could also be very...
He hasn't been here in a while.
Do you have Welshie added by any chance? Oh no, never mind. He's already in, I see, in the chat. Also, Pat, thank you for noticing the camera upgrade. Absolutely love it. We've got MRK who just had a lap for P3. 7/10 behind Bouncy though, who is set an absolutely amazing lap as a banker lap.
2 laps on that same set of tires too. He set a lap, recharged, set another lap on the same tires. JJoh, I think, is also setting another lap on his tires. Let's see what his improvement is to the middle sector. What's he gonna be? No, he is not setting a lap. He's just on hot lap, trying to get back to the pits as soon as possible. Yeah, and come out in P3 is not something you see every day. Yeah, a lot of bankers just going on. It's a track where it's really easy to invalidate at, so that could definitely be. So we could definitely see a lot of invalidations, but yeah, 21-4 is pretty dang quick.
Yeah, I also think we can expect to see quite a few time penalties come the race.
Yeah, that is not a 21-4 is not tier what? Huh?
Well, he did it with a toe, he says in chat, from JJoh.
Yeah. Toes are definitely, they can definitely help a lot, obviously. The slipstream's pretty strong at Qatar. The straight is really quite long. So slipstream effect's pretty high, and the high wings make the slipstream higher. So yeah, great effort from him. 8/10 to the rest of the field. It's pretty nuts. Who's next? We have a lot of people pitting. We missed a lot of the first laps. Some second laps going on right now. Jim on an out lap. Fnatic on an out lap. Where's Kamat? Oh, no, that's a racing ball. I hate the newcomers of the team, by the way. Why does?
Yeah, I'm currently on board with Tilla, who is doing his first flying lap. He did a 32.2, I think, in the first sector, if I saw that correctly. He's about to come to the end of the second sector, setting a 57.7 in total. It says it's purple, but I think that's still a bug from last year's game as well.
I don't ever trust the track now.
And as he's now coming through these final couple of corners, he does have a car in front of him, so he might get a little toe down this straight coming onto it. What time is it gonna say? It's gonna be a 1:22 flat, putting in P2.
That is a great lap from Tilla. Still about 5.5 tenths off Bouncy. So still that lap from Bouncy looks great. But yeah, closing the gap. Tier 4 looking pretty quick today. Golden Drift through Sector 2, not improving at all through his second lap. D-Master is improving so far through the first sector of his lap, but can keep it together through the second sector. Good through turn 7, I think that is. 8, 9, I think this is 10.
Yeah, he had a big slide coming out of Sector 1 though, so that will have lost him a couple of tenths. Here in Sector 2 he has... Yeah, it did lose him some time. He's about even, or about a tenth behind on his time. And this third sector is nearly completely flat. So I don't think there's going to be too much time to gain, but you never know here in Tier 4.
3 is completely flat besides for the very last corner. Which is... Oh,
that is not the way you enter the pit there, D. That is not the way you enter the pits.
There's not the pit lane. If he does it in the race, he'll definitely probably get an instant 3-second penalty. Well deserved. Yeah, that's a unique way to enter the pits for sure. Who is next on the lap? I think it's the Red Bull of Fnatic. Yep, completely flat out. She just did not crank the steering wheel on. But that's behind Nathan on his lap, 2/10 up. He's still on the overtake mid corner. That's not optimal, to say the least. But either go down to the line, 22.8, improves by 2/10. And someone else just jumped up. I think it was Knight behind him. Knight probably got a nice slipstream the whole lap from Nathan there. Red Bull, I think those come out, just cross the line to start a lap.
Yeah.
Right on with him, the current second row sitter with the 22.2. Let's see if we can improve through turn 2. Flat out pretty much quickly on the exit through turn 3. Flat out corner, now we'll corner these cars. Turn 4, 5th gear, and then immediately flat out again. Probably a little too tentative on throttle. This is flat out, no need to lift there. But he did, so he lost some time there. 600th improvement through sector 1 down to turn 6. Slowest corner on the track, I think. 3rd gear, 5th gear for this corner. Maybe not 5th. You can't do it in 4th, get better traction in 5th. Carry the speed. This is probably one of the toughest corners on the track. It's really tough to get the front nose in, hit the apex. He does it nicely there. Great on traction. Sees his improvement through the middle sector. Could he build on his improvement through the first sector? It's going to be no, he loses time in the middle sector. I think he went a little bit deep into the hairpin of turn 6, but flat out corners here. Does he keep it flat? Does he keep it flat through the penultimate corner? Yep, easily flat. Well done from Kamau there. Final corner, another tough corner to get this nose in. Hits the apex nicely, a little tentative on his pit. That's fine. That is how you enter the pit, Ski Master. JJoh on empty track now. Everyone's done. And everyone's going to start coming out in the next 2 minutes. But JJoh wants the empty track, and here he goes. Mercedes staying nicely out of the way. I think that's yeah. Turn 2, you don't even need to brake. If you just lift off, the engine braking will do enough to slow you down, and then you can be on throttle much sooner. It's really weird and doesn't feel natural, so that's probably why you don't see it. But completely flat out through turn 4, 2/10 up through the first sector. That's good improvement for JJoh, and probably the shortest sector of them all, besides maybe sector 3. I think it's the fastest one. Takes a nice wide line into turn 7. Really stays tight on that apex. Great from him. Great traction on the exit. Through the flat out and on the corner, really. Down. This is the toughest corner on the track, in my opinion. Oh, and he slides on exit. He's still going to have traction, though. He's still going to get a good exit, I think. He probably is going to lose some time there. He burns the hot lap. Still 2/10 up. Lost some time through there. Definitely. So he has more room to improve in this lap. Will he box to maybe come out and do a final lap, or is he going to continue with this improvement? This improvement will jump him up to the front row, flat out through the penultimate corner, and he's going to invalidate. So he's going to box his lap. He should box his lap, get another chance to come out and do a final run.
Meanwhile, D-Master is 5/10 up, coming into the 3rd sector.
Yeah, we saw D-Master have a huge moment that cost him 2/10 in the middle sector. So it seems like he found that here. This 5/10 will jump him up to the front row. We're going to have a big battle for the front row. I don't know about the battle for pole, but definitely for the front row is up for grabs between a bunch of different cars. D-Master to the line, overtake on 21.9. That sets the banker for P2. JJoh in the pits. He's gonna have enough time to get out. I think it's gonna be really tight. MRK coming out now. Golden Drift on an outlet. Knight on an outlet. All these guys are so close to that front row, within 6/10. 6/10 of the front row, all the way to P10 in newbie. So we're gonna have a bunch of guys from tier 3. He did get moved out. That's what I thought. But they must have edited the initial lineup.
Yeah, and I think Tilla is gonna be the first of the potential front row gunners to set his lap time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. D-Master set it first, and then Tilla's about to start his lap now. On the overtake to the line, gonna turn it off right before the line. Yes, yep. And here he goes on to his lap. Can I put him on the front row? Can he challenge for pole? He needs 5 and a bit tenths to challenge for pole. Right through turn 1, touching the inside curb, full traction on out of turn 1. A little bit of a break for him through turn 2. On the power, nice and early. A little bit of overtake to him. Power through the gears through turn 3. Down to turn 4. Wide on entry. kissed the apex flat out immediately, flat out through turn 4. Looks to be a great sector 1. What's his improvement going to be? 600s. Can he get the car to the nose to the inside of the corner? Yes, he can. Great traction on exit again. Looks like a clean lap so far. 4th gear, keeping it nice and tight to the inside. Good exit, not really pushing track length. You could have seen him push the car a little bit more there on traction. Does he get the nose in? Struggling. It's one thing to understeer, but he still gets the nose in. Great traction, much better traction than JJoh had on his lap. JJoh also going to be tight to get to his lap. 50 seconds lap. Till is 3/10 up. He is in contention for pole. Can he find something magical through the final sector? Flat out, flat out, flat out. Flat out again. He doesn't lift at all this time. Great. Is he going to get a slipstream from any of the cars ahead? No, he's not. Braking for the final corner. Charge up a bit more of that battery. 5th gear. Push the exit. He's not pushing the track limits enough. He's going to be on the overtake. What's it going to be? 21.5. He was close. Almost getting pole there. Who is next? JJoh is going to get his lap completed. He's going to give Knight, or Welshie's going to get a huge toe off him. Welshie dumping the battery down the whole straight. Not the best ERS strategy from Welshie, but who is next across the line out of the front runners? Jim jumping up to P8. We have a Merc of Yaga up next. Yaga not improving, just starting a lap, I think. Yeah. Nathan Pitts. We have a V car coming up. Golden Drift. This is a big lap. He's 2/10 up too. Can he jump up into the second row ahead of D-Master for P3? And he can. P3 for Golden Drift. 4,000 separate the two of them. Kamau. It is not Kamau. It's Fnatic. Fnatic jumps up to P9. Grid lap from her. We have a Kick Sauber. Newbie. 4/10 up. Newbie jumps up into the top 5. It's really close in this upper part of the midfield. Crankus, is he finally going to get a lap done? Is he going to get a lap on the board? We shall see here. He has a 25. That's easily going to be last. Testarossa in the pits. Now we have Kamau. Is Kamau going to be competing for the front row here? No, he's going to be P5. He's going to upset Newbie and push JJoh back. We have JTB dripping.
JJoh
quick.
is 5/10 up here, coming across the line. At least he was on sector 2.
He's going to jump up to P3. Ooh, this is close. Do we have anyone else that can compete? Or anyone else that is able to?
No, but I did just see Jim take out some breaker markers.
Fair enough. He'll get replaced after quali. Yeah, no. Great lap from everyone there. It was really close between, the top 7 were all, all these guys were fighting for that front row, for that second row. But, it was Tilla, JJoh, and Golden Drift that came out on top. Bouncy didn't even need to come out.
No, it was just a banker time that was absolutely amazing. Pinch perfect for Bouncy, and it got him pole. He invalidated in the second lap, but it didn't matter. His first lap was so good, nobody could touch it.
Does that give us any hints? Bouncy invalidating? Does it give us any hints for the race? I don't know. He's been struggling with track limits all season, so let's see how he can handle them here in the track that is definitely tough with track limits. A lot of high-speed corners. Yes, it does. Well, you better take that pace into the race, because if you are going to get those track limit penalties, you better not. I'm going to be biased here. You better not get a track limit penalty. I'm gonna yell at you. I will get JBTC to yell at you. You'll try. Just drive a little bit slower sometimes.
Yeah, you don't have to go 100% throughout the whole race.
I would rather you lose 1/10 to avoid a warning than to get 3 seconds for getting 1 warning. Most of the time, it's not even a 10th. It's like half a 10th that you have to lift off a little bit more. It's better that than get a 3-second or a 6-second time penalty. Starting. Tire selection is going to be tough. The softs are not a viable tire at all. So I better not see anybody on softs. It's going to be mediums or hards. Definitely not inters or wets. 2 tires should be used during this race.
Well, there's always someone. There's always someone.
Unless the safety car comes out lap 26, there should not be soft tires.
I don't even think it can come out on lap 26, because we've got 29 laps.
Yeah, it can come out lap 26 and then go in lap 27. Lap 26 the last lap it can come in or go out.
But if it comes in the following lap, it's not really worth pitting because you don't really have that much time to catch back up to the safety car.
I mean, if everyone, yeah, you catch the safety car pretty quick here. It's not a fast track for it. It's not like Monza.
It's fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a split we're gonna see. We're definitely seeing some here. Yeah, tire choice is definitely going to be big. You know, the hards are incredible here. They're just not as quick. Yeah, it is. It is Arcada.
There we go. We've got 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go here for Qatar in Tier 4. Looks to be a decent start from everybody.
Yeah, Tiller got up alongside Bouncy. They're going to fight for the lead side by side. Ooh, Tilla... Oh, Bouncy's going to get the better exit out of turn 1 and continue that lead from pole position. JJoh starting on the hards in the second row continues to stay in P4. Really important start from him. Who else? JT dripped in, Jim just raging fanatic. I'll get into a scrap here. Oh my goodness, why are we so... JBC...
Oh, that's a spinner.
Ooh.
There is Jim just raged. No, that's D-Master. D-Master's out. After his win last week, he is now out after 1 lap. And we said he'd spin last week, but it turned out he extended it to this week.
Yeah. So a lot just went on. I don't even know what. Somehow they got spun. Wow. There was a lot of action there. It's only a virtual safety car, so we'll get right back to it. So really quickly, JJoh, Welshie, Fnatic, Yaga, Testarossa, Fox, and Jim Just Rage are on hard tires. Everyone else on the grid on mediums, and the VSC is off. VSC is done. We'll see some people pitting for damage. I'm trying to scope out some front wings, see if anyone has damage or not. I saw so much debris. There should be some damage.
Yeah, well, that crash that happened made sure that the entire, almost the entire top 10 apart from Welshie is within a second of each other. And Testarossa in P11 has fallen outside of that DRS, so JBTC had or Jim had a little bit of a look on the inside of JBTC, and there goes Fox. Spinning, but managing to keep it out of the wall. Just about.
Probably pushing those cold, hard tires too much at the start of the race. You got to ease them into the stint, and they'll take care of you from there. But you got to take care of them first. He'll be able to catch up to some slower cars ahead. But yeah, JJoh I think is in a prime position if he can stay in DRS here, in P4 on the hard tires, and I think the hard medium is the optimal strat. The mediums tend to overheat, they'll wear out. The hards do not wear at all. It's kind of absurd. You can do your fastest lap of the Grand Prix on like 20 on a whole hards. It's pretty nuts. Yeah, the hards staying consistent and staying in DRS is important for JJoh here. He's got to let them come to temperature, let those mediums wear off, and then he can make his overtake from there. And then on the second stint, combat the undercut with the fresher, quicker tires. But newbie on the back of JJoh, DRS isn't able. He's going to make some overtakes tougher here. Not going to have the overspeed. So we can calm down as the two McLaren swap Knight and Welshie, and Tilla and Bouncy are going to fight for the lead. Bouncy going to undercut it through turn 1. Tilla's going to remain lead with a yellow flag for Courageous fighting out of the final corner. But Tilla remains in the lead of Tier 3. Here we go. Golden Drift staying close. The top 6 all within DRS.
Yeah, I think that's a great strategy call there from McLaren, letting Knight go through on that medium tire, trying to push to get that gap to MRK if he can at all, and really use that medium tire to the best of its ability instead of sitting behind his teammate and letting those tires overheat.
Gotta pray to whatever racing gods you believe in that Tilla and Bouncy start going side by side and slowing up this pack, because without DRS, it's going to be so tough for him to claw back into position. He's already losing some time out of the slipstream, because the slipstream is going to be improminent through all these high-speed corners. So he's got to pray that these start battling, and maybe that we lose. We have the 12 card deal. We already have the 3-second time. So that's rivaling Bouncy in Austria.
I just cannot believe this. For 3 laps, not just about 3 laps, and we've already had a 3-second time penalty. That's a warning every lap. Probably the same point he's gone off every lap.
God, be pushing that hard, you're gonna stay in DRS. Unless some massive incident happens, like what happened, but Golden Drift was in P3, and it is not like he's struggling to stay behind these two ahead. So I think it's poor from him, but he's got to try and combat it and fight through and still finish ahead of Bouncy. He's got to hope and pray that his championship rival gets more warnings at the 3-second time penalty, because that's the only way he's going to be able to get points on him so far, as Tilla has a big moment out of turn 7, allowing Bouncy to be right on the back of him, getting better traction through turn 9. Move is not going to be done into the fast left-hand or fast right-handers of Sector 3, but he's going to be following and pushing him through. Slipstream's going to be engaged. Let's go to, we have another 3-second time penalty. Wow. Okay, 2 and 4 laps.
People
is this going to
are
be a
really
race?
Pushing.
Yep. Okay, another one.
And another one.
This is going to be a race where the entire grid has one.
It really wouldn't surprise me at all. It's almost like that meme with that woman handing out things to the crowd. You get a penalty. You get a penalty. Everybody gets a penalty.
Yeah. That was some. So we have 3 drivers with 3-second penalties within 5 laps. It's got to be some type of record in MRL. JJoh and Newbie are very close together. JJoh looking to struggle a little bit more, maybe to stay on the back of these guys, but he's going to have better tires. I think in the next couple laps, those tires will cross over. Maybe lap 7, maybe lap 8. Those tires will cross over those medium through where they'll start to overheat. That front left is going to be screaming for its life. All those flat-out corners put a lot of stress on that tire. But MRK staying close behind. Knight has not been able to make that inroad that McLaren would hope he would have. Not having the DRS to help catapult him up to the front. But he is dropping Welshing, his teammate, out of DRS. 1.06 back to 0.9. 1 second separates them. So this move might be able to be done for Fnatic and maybe Yaga behind. But 3-second penalties for Newbie, Golden Drift, and Fnatic already. I think Golden Drift's close to getting another one, looks like. Cutting the track everywhere. He is.
Yeah, he was losing the back end coming out of Sector 2. Really like crazy. So it wouldn't surprise me if he got another one within the next couple of laps.
I wouldn't be surprised if he got one this lap. Another 3-second time penalty. His front left seems to be struggling. He's not letting the tire cool down. He's over pushing the tire. It's giving him understeer now, overheating as MRK gets the move done for P5. MRK looking to move up to the field, maybe managing his tires better, keeping him in a better window. But yeah, Golden Drift not doing that. It's just dealing with so much understeer, trying to push these tires in ways they cannot accept right now. A heavy fuel, the car is being pulled to the ground with its weight, and the tires are trying to turn a big bus of fuel, and it's not working out well for him at all. It's just, and there's so many right-handers on this track, so once you get those tires overheated, it's so hard to bring them back down to temperature. He's in danger of dropping out of DRS, and he has. JJoh staying close to him easily now on the hard tires, looking to be crossing over to the better tires. Golden Drift's got to push hard to get back into DRS. Tilla and Bouncy look to be checking out. Say goodbye. Sayonara to them. Golden Drift, yeah. There he goes.
Go. You called it. You called it. That's now 6 seconds worth of penalties for Golden Drift. And an angry-looking Ferrari in his rear-view mirror, trying to probably... Oh, as he almost loses it, coming out of the final corner. But JJoh's going up the inside on the straight and easily passes him for the podium place. And is MRK actually going to try and make a move down into turn 1 as well? No, not quite.
is struggling. He doesn't have the front end grip. Those tires, he'd cook them. That is the thing in this game. Like, if you over push them, you can cook the tires, and it's going to be a pain in the back to bring them back to their temperature that they need to be at. You're going to see him struggling through this fast right-hander of turn 5. Is he's going to be steering wide. Now he gets the line much better, but he's still slow through there compared to JJoh. JJoh is going to have to pace the cooler tires, the tires that can take more wear, more stress. Look at his pace compared to the top 3. He's already gaining on them, even without DRS. So it's important. It's an important phase for JJoh. He's got to use these tires while they're crossing over. Well, maybe these guys didn't treat their mediums right. They're not lifting through some of the high-speed corners that they should. The pace, yeah. Golden Drift is just falling off the back. MRK seems to be struggling now. Newbie looks like he's kept his tires in a better area than mine. Then MRK and Golden Drift, yeah. Golden Drift's out of DRS of JJoh already, 1.4 seconds.
And I think Newbie might be looking to make a move here on MRK, as he has been able to... Oh well, there you go. New fastest lap, as you said, on the hard tires, a couple of laps into the stint, as Yoga gets also a 3-second time penalty. He joins the club of the penalties. And Newbie not far enough, not close enough to be able to make a move. Fnatic did get past Welshie a little bit further back. That's the Red Bull now up into 8th place. Double points finish for Red Bull, also for McLaren at the moment. And JTB Drippin gets a 3-second. Everybody wants to get in. I think you might be right with everybody getting a time penalty here.
Yep. Although a lot of people are close. I'm looking through. I see one person so far who doesn't have a warning.
D-Master.
He's been in. Well, yeah, D-Master probably doesn't have a warning, but he has a dunce. So, yeah, but there's one person who doesn't have a warning, and he's been impressing me so far throughout this race. So, he's been impressive.
As JJoh has now got within DRS of the leading 2. So it's going to be bouncy from Tilla from JJoh. And it's going to be Tilla making a move down the inside of turn 1. Making it stick before the braking zone. And it's bouncy.
Side by side, that's going to bring... Oof. Yeah, they're going to bring JJoh. Ooh, bouncy fighting back. JJoh's back into place.
Now this is just what JJoh loves to see. Them two struggling or battling on all tires, struggling so much, slowing each other down. And he's just able to chill on those hard tires and probably make the most of his pace when they pit in front of him. If he doesn't get in front of them, which I could also see happening as they are struggling so much right now through the second sector. We have a safety car! For what?
Where did he retire?
I don't even see his car on the track map anymore, and I did not see the retirement come up.
I saw his retirement come up, but I didn't see his car on the track map. I mean, this just totally screws over JJoh.
Yeah, this is... I wouldn't say perfect time for the medium runners, but it's not a bad time either.
JT, do you have a clip of it? I mean, this is perfect for the mediums. The hards are the best tires going to be the end. JJoh getting screwed over by a safety car again.
JJoh also pits along with the medium runners. As everybody behind them comes in, except for the McLaren and the Red Bull Fnatic, because they didn't want a double stack. Testarossa is also staying out, not wanting to double stack with his Ferrari teammate. And Jim also staying out on those hards.
Because, yeah, I don't know what I'd do if I was on the hards. I think the hard runners might be good staying out. I think JJoh might have been able to stay out, build a gap. But yeah, that's But that's tough. Because I think we would have had a really good race again. Get ruined by a safety car with JJoh again being screwed over by it. I think he should have won last week. I mean, probably could have won this week, but we'll see how the race goes. There's still plenty of time left. 20 laps to go. Yeah, so first safety car, he apparently Crankis drove straight into the pit wall.
Maybe he tried pitting the same way D-Master did it in qualifying.
It's gotta be the only explanation, because I don't see how you can drive straight out of the pit wall. It's not a big wall. It's pretty easy to miss. And JJoh jumped Bouncy in the pits. I just noticed that. Do some position change. Testarosa's up 11 to that, up 9. I mean, these guys have the pits. It's a bit inflated. Tilla JJoh down 3, Bouncy down 6. Yaga up 4. I think he's pit 2. So that actually is good improvement from Yaga. JTC up 1. Nathan Knight down 4. Yeah, so this safety car kind of screws some things up. It definitely screws up the hard runners for sure. Which kind of sucks. You don't want to see a safety car, especially one for driving straight into the pit wall.
Yeah, I'm still wondering how he's managed to do that.
Yeah, I gotta see a clip of that, because there's no way that wasn't done. Like, there's no way that was done accidentally.
D-Master is blaming his new seat for his crash. Well, shouldn't have got a new seat then.
I don't think the seat controls your feet and hands. Yeah. I think now the important part for Tilla is making these moves in places where if they're going to hold up the cars behind. So when these safety cars situations come out, and let's say it's Tilla and Bouncy as a net 1 and 2, Tilla wants to make these moves in a spot where he's not letting Bouncy just follow behind them like in karting. Tilla's got to make these moves like right before turn 4, so that maybe Bouncy's stuck behind them in places where it's hard to overtake, and he loses time, maybe loses DRS to Tilla. And Tilla cannot afford to lose time behind these cars on old tires, 10-lap old tires for the cars ahead. So it's a really tactical game that you can play, and that you kind of have to if you want to give yourself the best chance at winning. As the safety car will be in this lap. She will get it restarted, but Fnatic, Testarossa, and Jim just raced behind. And I want to see more 3-second time limits.
Yeah, same for me. And D-Master, you should have thought about that before you bought the new seat. He's saying he can't reach his...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, he's saying he can't reach his pedals correctly, and there's a little bit of a kerfuffle at the back as everybody concertinas up.
Looking at the incidents part and the race director, there are so many track limit warnings. It is unreal. For 10 laps in.
I am not surprised.
I think Welsh is gone. He's definitely gone now. Yeah. Tilla not the best restart exactly. JJoh not a good restart at all. Bouncy's pretty average restart. Golden Drift good. Everyone had a good restart. No one's like 1.8 seconds behind or something like that. JTB Driven had a really good restart on the back of TVRE. Fox is going to go down the inside through turn 1. Is Fox to be able to hold it around the outside on the quicker tires? Going to get the traction down side by side in turn 2. JCB's going to hold it around the outside to make a little bit of a contact, but he's going to hold it, get the move done. Knight getting past JTC before turn 4. JJoh and Tilla looking really close. JJoh going to go up the inside into turn 6. Kind of half, not half, kind of half is. He's going to get the run through the corner. Tilla goes deep. Yeah, great move from JJoh. He's got to get a move on these medium tires. Get a move on, build a gap. He's going to get a move on Jim Just Rage, I think, through turn 7, down to turn 8, maybe turn 9, I think that is. Wow, he's got so much room around the outside. Yeah, gets the move done. He stuck the move down. He's going to get the foot down. Look, he's got his teammate ahead. Great moves from him. Up 2 places since the safety car restart.
Yeah, and right behind his teammate he is right now, who I imagine will be getting out of the way, or at least letting him pass on the straight. As there was a little wiggle from his teammate. And, well, there we go. No contest at all.
Yeah, I don't even think he had a choice whether to give that up or not. I don't think JJoh was going to let that fall into his hands. Yeah, JJoh's doing what he needs to do. Tilla's still stuck behind Jim Just Rage. Bouncy right behind Tilla. I think they're going to go side by side. Bouncy gets a much better run out of turn 1 0. Tilla going to keep the position. JJoh looking ahead. Testarossa already dropped a second to JJoh, his teammate, ahead on the fresh medium tires. 3 laps old compared to 12 laps of these guys ahead. Fnatic struggling through turn 4. JJoh going to go down the inside. No, sells her the dummy. She goes a little bit deep. Keeps the car on the racing line. Is going to have the traction out of turn 6. Yes, he is. Down to turn 7. The inside line is going to be the better line for the corner. It's going to be inside of turn 8. 9. This is turn 8 here. Fnatic backs out, gives him the spot. Turn 9, flat out corner. Turn 10, the toughest corner on the track. And he gets it done. The move is done and stuck. He's on the back of Welsh. He's done exactly what he needs to do. Tilla hasn't made a single inroad into Jim Just Rage. Don't count out JJoh. He's on the worst strategy. He still is going to have to pit again. Those mediums are not going to make us to the end, and if they do, they're going to be close to future territory. Bounty with a 3-second time penalty. There's so many people close. There's so many people that are on the verge of getting a 3-second time penalty, and I just want to see all of them.
It wouldn't surprise me if we see like 5 or 6 people get a time penalty in one single lap, as JJoh now makes a move for the lead. Again, no real contest at all, but as you said, he probably needs to pit again. Little lock up in the turn 1. As Jim Just Rage and Fnatic are battling. Testarossa, I mean, the Ferrari of Testarossa. Yeah.
Their battling is just checking up these cars behind, and it's helping JJoh. Testarossa being a fantastic team area now, holding up the cars behind. JJoh already has about a 3-second gap to Tilla, so if he keeps building this gap, Tilla not making the inroads that he needs to.
And there goes Bouncy up the inside of Tilla.
Yeah, Tilla gets a better run on turn 6, so they're going to go side by side turn 7. These two are not helping out each other. They know this is the battle for the net race win. Although Newbie's going to sneak up the inside of Bouncy now. Through turn 9, he's going to back out, wanting to avoid an incident. Now Golden Drift's going to get up. Oh, he makes a bit of contact. Knight's going to sneak down the inside of Golden Drift. Into turn 10, Golden Drift looking to make a move on Newbie, but then loses the position to Knight. Bouncy and Tilla were side by side in the fast outside corners. Bouncy goes round the outside of Tilla. What a move from him. Now he's on the back of Jim Just Rage. He goes wide though. Gonna get another warning for that. Jim Just Rage slow through the fast out corners, but Jim's gonna have DRS. It's still gonna be a tough move for Bouncy. Bouncy has less battery. Jim looking to get a better exit as the leading car, dumping the battery, trying to keep the position. He's gonna have DRS still. Bouncy does not have the straight line speed, does not have the battery to keep up with Jim. Jim's gonna look to overtake Testarossa, and he does. Whew. As Knight gets past Golden Drift, he makes contact with Newbie. He goes straight to the rear right tire of Newbie. Loses the position to Golden Drift after trying to keep it on the brakes. Bouncy going around the outside of Jim and Testarossa. What a move from Bouncy! Oh my goodness. What is going on with these cars? Thank you. The battling's amazing. Tilla looking up the inside of Testarossa gets the move done. So does Newbie. And they're still battling. Is Testarossa going to dive up the inside of Newbie into turn 6? Yes, he is. Newbie round the outside is going to have better traction, better tires, have way better grip. It's been brilliant. Amazing battling between these guys.
Yeah, it's just non-stop action, and I'm actually just in awe watching this. The fact that they're able to keep it clean as well. It's something we haven't really seen in Tier 4 for a long time. Clean racing.
No. And there's a little bit of wheel banging, but, no spins. The tire difference. You guys are looking at Jim Just Rage is on old tires. Another 3-second penalty for the grid. Let's go. Jim is on old tires. Fnatic on old tires. Welshie on old tires. All 14 laps old Testarossa on 14 lap old hards. This has just been great battling. Knight and Testarossa. Knight getting held up behind Testarossa. Gold Drift going to have the run on both of the cars. ERS being dumped. He's going to have one car. He's boxed in a bit. He's not going to go around the outside. On the battery, still overtaking Knight around the outside. He's going to get a move done. Knight showing him the defense. He's going to have better traction on the exit. Turn 2. He's going to dive up the inside of turn 2. Sneak up the inside. Does not have the traction to compete with Knight, though, on the exit. Bouncy has clawed up to the back of Fnatic and Welshie. Can he get those moves done? Can he, be efficient with the moves, not have to waste too much battery? As Newbie and Jim going side by side. Newbie round the outside. Oof. He locked the rears trying to outbreak him. I think he somehow switched back underneath. Jim defending the inside. Great defense from Jim, holding that inside line through turn 7. Jim still has to pit. You cannot waste your race on the cars who have to pit. Knight on the back of Testarossa. This has just been incredible what these guys are doing. Bouncy, I think, is going to go around the outside into the fast right-hander again. Nope. Fnatic closes the door on him. Says, no, not here, not now. And all this goes on, and JJoh's just cruising.
Yeah, JJoh's just cruising, building that lead, which he needs to do for when his tires either fall off or if he can get a pit stop advantage. Which, if these guys keep battling, he might well do.
Yeah, he might well do. Knight looking to give Testarossa a bit of a shove off the track. Testarossa does not have, neither of them have the battle. It's going to be a straight-up drag race. And they're going to go side by side to turn 1. Newbie finally gets past JJoh Rage with DRS. And JTB dripping out of, last place is now up into P8 after he makes a double overtake on Testarossa and Knight. The drag race, neither of them had battery. JTB dripping had the battery, gets the double overtake done. He's last, 8th now. On the back of JJoh Rage on fresher tires. Can he get this move done instantly? Unlike Knight, unlike MRK, they have not been able to do that. Will he get this move done soon? He's got his teammate ahead of him. MRK, speaking of, gets the move on Testarossa around the outside. Better traction. Is JBTC going to be able to sneak in and get Testarossa? No. Testarossa on the old tires. As Knight claws back at JTB dripping, and then they have a bit of contact on the exit. I don't think there's anything terrible between there. JT off the track, but still keeps his position that he lost anyway. Must have had a moment, must have gone deep through turn 7 there. I don't know what happened, how Knight was able to get up the inside there, but he did. Knight now on the back of JJoh Rage. Jim outside of DRS of Newbie. Whew. And Bouncy's on the back of Welshie. Bouncy's going to be up into the net P2 with his 3-second time penalty because Tilla's right on the back of Fnatic. Tilla getting a better exit, but he's not going to be in the slipstream. Newbie with the 3-second time penalty. He has 6 seconds now. And Bouncy and Tilla both make that move, but I think Fnatic's got way better straight line speed. She dumps the battery. Tilla going to still go up the inside. Fnatic can switch it back. No, does not have the grip on those old hard tires. Tilla's stuck behind Welshie now. Bouncy has got to drop a second. Got to drop 3 seconds on on Tilla behind. And this battle has just been incredible. But it's going to settle down now. Thank God. I can get a drink. Maybe it's not settling down. Tilla's right on the back of Welshie through turn 7. Again, those tires are going to be screaming out for Welshie. They should be pitting soon within the next couple laps to give themselves the most time to come back on fresh tires. Gonna go for the switch back through turn 10 it is. I looked up the track map. Through turn 10, down to turn 11. The little kink in the track. It's turn 11, yep. And then 12, 13, and 14. Flat out corners. This is going to be an easy move, but he has a bunch of dirty air. Tilla behind Welshie. As Newbie is Fnatic. He just go round the outside in the penultimate corner.
I think he did. There was a little bit of contact with it, but
he didn't keep it on the track, so I don't know how cool that move is. But it was something for sure. As Tilla goes flying past Welshie with the DRS. Is 1.9 seconds. So this race between Tilla and Bouncy is still on. And JJoh, I don't think he's going to beat Pit. I think if he stays out, he might have the gap.
I think he does. If he preserves his tires, if he manages his tires for the rest of the race, I think he will have the gap because he doesn't need to push with Bouncy having that 3-second time penalty.
Yeah. His nearest challenger is Tilla with 9.4 seconds. The gap is. So, if he pits, right now, he'll come out in like 15. And you don't want to come out in 15th at Qatar because it's pretty difficult to overtake, even though some of these guys are making it look easy, pulling off fantastic moves in places that moves should not be pulled off. But it's tough to overtake, tough to come back. He will have the fresh tires, but I think staying out is the call here. He's got the gap bouncy, taking it down a little bit. We get another 3-second time penalty. We got 3, 6, 9. We almost have half the grid. We do have half the grid because we only have 17 drivers. Engine pits. As newbie flies past Welsh P4, net P4 on the track. Both of the McLarens do not have time penalties, so Knight is in a net P4.
Yeah, but Welsh still does need to pit, and that's gonna put him back quite a few positions.
Fnatic had pit and just came out in 16, and then undercut Jim's rage by a couple seconds. So I don't think waiting. Oh my God! As JTB Driven sends one up the inside, Welsh shows him the door. Says, "Come down the inside. You can dive it. I'm gonna switch it back. They're gonna be side by side in turn 7. He's gonna do it again. No, he's gonna hang it around the outside. He knows the traction's better, but he doesn't have the grip. There's no grip on that outside. The tires aren't holding up. JTB Drippin gets the move done as MRK behind. He's going to go around the outside. MRK, oh my goodness, if he does that, he does not. There's not enough grip on the outside there. The tire advantage is not that big. MRK staying behind us. Welsh just came back at JTB Drippin into the fast right-hander. Both of them are going off the track. I don't know what's going on. There's going to be contact.
And there's contact.
And there's a spin.
I was about to say, this is not a place you want to go side by side with.
And JBCC is going to capitalize off JTB and Welshie not being smart. As another 3-second time penalty comes in for Nathan, who already had one, as Newbie goes fastest.
Let's have a quick look at the penalties. We've got 3 seconds for Bouncy, 6 seconds for Newbie, 6 seconds for Golden Drift, 3 seconds for JTB Driven, who just made a move on John Does Work, who is coming back at him. John Does Work also with 3 seconds worth of time penalties. Yoga with 6, Fox with 3, Nathan with 6, and Fnatic also with 3.
Tilla had a moment. I think Tilla's like half spun or something, because him and
yeah, he just did it again.
Yeah, overcooking the tires, pushing too hard. Bounty is in a net P2 now with that 3-second time penalty. Tilla is still not even on the podium, no, because Knight doesn't have the penalty at all. So 4 mistakes from Tilla, not showing the maturity in the racecraft to be able to stay consistent enough. You know, having that big moment, it can come so easy with the tires dropping off. 11 laps old for them now. But yeah, it really does eliminate his chance of a win. JJoh is tired. He'll be struggling towards the end of the race. Bounty has a 3-second time penalty, and now he's second in line behind Knight. So really, really crucial mistake that he made. It's going to cost him a lot. I think everyone is pit now, so we don't have any more pitters. Pit lane should be quiet for the rest of this. Okay, lies past ATC in the contest. JJoh still doesn't even have a warning. That is impressive.
That is very impressive. I mean, he has been able to just chill, basically. But it's still impressive to be able to keep that focus and not go a little bit wide and get a warning.
And his overtakes have been incredibly clean. All his battling, he's done well. Set the moves up nicely, so he deserves this lead so far. And it's looking like he'll keep it. Bouncy has been making some inroads now. The tires will start dropping off dramatically. The hards do not drop off at all. It's kind of absurd how they don't. But yeah, JJoh has to he has to cool down his pace a little bit, let those tires stay in a good window, not overheat, not wear too high. So, yeah. Because once they start snowball, the snowball effect is insane.
And we've got,
that's his
yeah.
ninth. Not gonna go for the move on movie. Sorry for this. We half sent one, which is JBTC on the back of the mound. Nope. And then all these guys have 3 second time penalties, so the ratio of points is still there. Golden Drift leading that race currently in P8 with JTV Driven right behind. John does work 2 seconds behind that. Yaga in 11th, 5 seconds back from those ahead. Tilla's looking to score Mercedes' first points this season.
Which you would kind of expect from him, given he's been dropped down a tier.
Yeah. He wasn't even the slowest driver in Tier 3 like, at all. He was definitely mid-pack in Tier 3. So I'm a bit confused about why he was able to be dropped down. But nonetheless, he's here and he has front-running pace. Looks to be, making mistakes though, not maybe consistent enough.
Crucially, outside of the DRS, or not anymore though, but on the brink of DRS from Knight.
If Knight dropped it from Newbie, nope, not a new person with a 3 second time. There's so many people with 2 warnings, it's kind of absurd. JJoh is still pulling his gap on Bouncy. I don't know what his pace is. It's nuts in the race trend.
It's absolutely insane. His pace just does not seem to go away one bit as JBTC gets past MRK for P6. There is an actual battle for position because they both don't have time penalties, which is quite a rarity for today's race.
That's one of the guys that are actually fighting for their position based off where they are on track and not their time penalties. So I kind of want to see the entire group vote on the time penalties. That'd be funny. So Knight has done a very good job. Same with Tilla and keeping things clean in the fact where they're not exceeding track limits every lap. Tilla is dropping his pace a lot. I think he overcooked those tires pretty soon, pushing too hard on them too early and too fast. So out of DRS, it's going to be tight if he gets it again through the fast corners. Says he can keep it flat out. Yes, it sounds like he's on the brink of a 2,000th away. He's going to get, I think he does. I think he does get DRS. Maybe for one last lap, maybe longer. I don't know. It's important for him as Bouncy is starting to claw to JJoh right now.
He does get DRS.
Yep. These, I think, are the important laps. Bouncy is going to start crawling into the time of JJoh. He's got to be consistent. He's got to be faster. He's got to push to the end. JJoh's not going to have the same tires as Bouncy does. Bouncy's tire should be in a much, much better condition right now unless he has no idea how to manage the tire to save his life. Yeah, he's tearing out that time.
Yeah, that time is dropping quickly now. It stayed quite even for a decent time, but now it's almost dropping a tenth or two every second.
Yep, every corner has maybe a yellow flag. I think that's JTV dripping. Spinning. I don't know if he broke the wing or not.
JTB spinning.
JTB spinning sometimes. Yep. But it looks like some of that gap is stabilized out a little bit. I think it's going to fall dramatically more in the coming laps. Bouncy had a little bit of a moment over the curve. But gets another 3 second time penalty, putting him almost into the jaws of JBTC. Yeah.
I think it actually puts him behind JBTC.
I think he's still going to be ahead of JBTC by about a second and a half, maybe 2 seconds. But it's closer than it should be. Because, yeah, Bouncy's clawing and tearing and just gaining chunk on chunk on chunk. As we have another person we have 10 3-second time penalties now.
This is more than tier 6.
Yeah. I think tier 4 has...
Oh, if JBTC has a little bit of a squirrely moment, that allows MRK to come through and take P6.
It's an important move for him. P5 is going to be out of the question, I think, now. So retirement in the pits, not the pit wall this time. Yeah, Bouncy's really taking a lot of time out of JJoh this lap. Is it enough, though? I don't think so, especially with that 3-second time penalty. So maybe Bouncy shot himself in the foot a bit with that. I think he's going to catch him maybe towards the end of this race. This gap is going to start plummeting. Every corner just taking out time. Every corner where the tires require a lot of grip. Just taking out the time. Doesn't get a great exit out of the final corner there, though. JVC was able to hang into DRS and MRK even after that mistake. You can get rattled after a mistake, but it's how you bounce back up. JVC in the DRS. Yep. 17 lap old mediums. He's moving right now. But Bouncy is on the hunt. Is behind him, looking to make a charge. CTR Fox with another 3-second time penalty. Through turn 4, turn 5. These two corners, he's gaining so much time on JJoh through. JJoh doesn't have the tires. They don't keep up. They overheat. Welshky with a 121 or 24.4, excuse me. Yeah. Bouncy's almost there. 6 seconds to JJoh ahead.
I just watched JTB Driven go around the outside of John Doe's work in the first sector. That was actually quite a good move.
Oh, JBTC had a moment.
JBTC moment. It's happened again.
This time he didn't cause a safety car. Because he can. As Tilla gets a 3. Tilla just ruined his chance at getting a P3.
Yeah, that's gonna keep him firm in P5. So...
He should still overtake Newbie.
Yeah, he should.
Yep. Speaking of...
There goes Knight. Side by side. Newbie fought it a little bit. But in the end decides to back out and keep his car on the road. Yes, I don't think Bouncy is going to be gaining enough to even get to the back of JJoh.
His job building that gap in, like I said, overtaking cars quickly and efficiently, and then having those cars that you're fighting with get stuck behind, and that's what he did. Built about a 7 to 8 second gap. About 8 second, I think, was the max it was. It's down to 5. It'll probably get down to 4 for the last lap, but he did his job. But Bouncy's also done his job. Bouncy's in P2.
Yeah, and he has a 5-second gap over P3, so he did get a time penalty, but it doesn't matter because he will still keep P2.
Unless he gets to the final lap, which would be kind of funny. But
to be honest, I wouldn't put it past him.
No, that'd be definitely a Bouncy thing to do. But Bouncy's gaining a lot on JJoh. It's not going to be enough, especially with that 3-second time penalty. Still about 7 seconds left to gain and to pass, and then build 3, whatever. Yeah. So Bouncy going to build his championship lead over Golden Drift, but JJoh will be back into the top 2 in the hunt. Yep, JJoh's going to be close to getting a puncture, so he's definitely going to be cruising for a bit here. He's worried about that front left.
Yeah, that front left really takes a beating around this track. When I was driving, I had like 20% more wear on my front left than on my front right. So that front left really takes a beating around here.
Yep. And then the way to save that is to give a lift through some corners that are usually flat out. But you lift to save the tire temperature in them. And the lower the temps, the lower the wear.
As he is really lifting, because that gap has come down to almost 2 seconds from 5 seconds at the start of the lap. But it's not gonna be enough, because JJoh comes round the final corner across the finish to win the Qatar Grand Prix. Bouncy gets second, Knight is gonna get third, and Tilla is gonna get fourth after the time penalties. Newbie gets fifth. Kamau, is he gonna get fifth? I don't think he is. Perhaps he is. He's gonna get fifth. That moves Newbie down to sixth. Golden Drift gets second, gets eighth actually, as JBTC jumps him, and JTB Drippin spinning across the line, taking himself out there for P9. Really happy with those points apparently. And John does work finishing out the top 10.
8 points. Good race there.
Very good race.
Yeah, a lot of penalties happened, so. But hats off to JJoh, claps to him. Fantastic drive. Looked like the best driver. Bouncy looked like the best driver in qualifying, but in the race, JJoh looked undefeated, and he was.
Not getting a penalty is a great achievement around here. It absolutely is, Jace. It absolutely is. F1 EA should make that a achievement. Like when you finish a 50% race or longer without any penalties, you should get an achievement. Because it is actually quite difficult to do.
Some tracks, yeah, for sure. But yeah, provisionally, JJoh P1, Bouncy P2, Knight P3, Tilla P4, MRK rounding out the top 5. Newbie, JBTC, Golden Drift, JTB Drippin, and then John does work, round out your top 10. They kick Saubers, again, having a great performance, both of them in the points. Ferrari looked to be extending their championship lead. Bouncy and JBTC and the Alpine doing their thing. Merck get their first points of the season with Tilla. MRK came out, had a really quiet but really good race. And JTB Drippin went 17th to 9th. So proud of him. Same with John does work 18th to 10th. Good strategy call from them. And yeah, so where are we racing next week?
I think it's Hungary.
Great. That is a fun track. Oh yeah, I think that's a good track to race at. So I'm excited for that next week. I don't think I'm not able to do interviews today. So if you want to do them.
I'm actually not able to do them either because I need to get up earlier than normal tomorrow morning. So we are gonna have to be ending the broadcast here today. Yeah, it's been an absolutely amazing race. Next week we have Hungary. I will try and make another race rundown for this race, if you guys enjoyed that, yeah, at least. But yeah, make sure to watch Tier 3, which should be going live any second now. And any final words before we head out?
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week at Hungary. I'm really excited. I think this is the first week where we've had a repeat winner. So congrats to JJoh for being the first double winner in Tier 4.
Yeah, and with that, we will be signing off and seeing you next week.